Dear audience, let me welcome you here. This question and answers is part of the Czech Film Movie Festival, which is annually organized by Czech Centers and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Czech Republic. Czech Film is in its 10th edition this year, and unfortunately we are online again, but we are happy that we can introduce you Czech filmmakers, producers, directors, unless through these short question and answers. And I'm today here with Jakub Kostal, producer of the online TV series #Marte is Dead. And Marte is Dead is a series about cyberbullying, and it won an Emmy Award in November 2020. And Marte is Dead is its first Czech series which won this particular Emmy Award. And I would like to ask Jakub a few questions. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having us on Check That Film.
You are welcome. I would like to start with a question about the Emmy Award. What was your first thought when you heard you won it?
Actually, I would say I have like two little stories to this. The first one, when we heard about the nomination, because it's a little different from like the Academy Award campaigns and everything, because you really just submit in, I think it's February. You submit in February to Emmy, and then you are waiting. You're doing a little of marketing things, but you really don't know, and you don't know if you are in like semifinals, finals, shortlist. No idea. So it was, I guess, mid-September 2020. And I was sitting at the office and I get an email. It was something like blah, 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 Emmy nominations, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, it's a spam. So I almost deleted it. And I was like, oh no, wait, there's the Emmy thing. So let's check it. So who's there in a short form category? And I scrolled down and it was like #Marte is Dead. I was like, no, no. It's like, that's a spam, that's a hoax, like somebody's making fun of me. So I was waiting almost 1 hour to this news be released on some, I don't know, it was Deadline.com or some Hollywood reporter, and they confirmed it. So I wrote an email, hey all, so we are nominated for Emmy, pretty cool. So, and everybody was happy. And then in November, there was the ceremony, and we had the ceremony in a small cinema in Prague because of COVID and all the restrictions, and it was the whole thing was online. And actually there was like two producers beside me, Bratislav Schleyer and Milan Kuchinka. They were like standing there in front of the camera, and they were like receiving the award. And they didn't know that time, and we are just, and the rest of the people, the rest of the group was like sitting around, and they were the only ones who heard it. So we just like saw the woman like blah 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 and nothing, and the Emmy goes to, and we're like, so what's happening? And then they were like, wow! So we were like all screaming and celebrating, and yeah, it was unbelievable. I almost cried, like. It's so weird. So, and the third thing actually, like beside the nomination and the ceremony, was receiving the award, which was stuck somewhere in New York City in a storm for 4 months, snowstorm. But here it is. And I have to say, like, really, like the feeling from the ceremony really came back when we opened the box, and there was like this beautiful statue. Here is like award, and so nice. It's actually like it's unbelievable. I don't believe it.
Like, I can believe you that it's unbelievable, because I was watching the ceremony online, because I remember you just wrote me that it will be streamed somewhere online. So I watched it, and I was like crossing my fingers and hoping that you will want it. And, you know, I felt it like a really unbelievable moment, and I wasn't involved like you were, so I can see. So tell me whose idea it was to make a series about this quite specific topic as cyberbullying.
So with this answer, we need to go like a few years back in time, because it was first the idea of Pavel Soukup, the director of the show, and his inspiration was Blue Whale. This was like the online suicide challenge, which later was proven to be a hoax. And so his idea was like to do online TV series about this phenomenon. And then later the story was developed by Pavel and two scriptwriters, Jaroslav Miška and Jan Stehlík. And script editor Karel Spěšný from MOL TV. And like they were like developing it for, I guess, 2 years. And after the 2 years, they came to us and asked us if you want to like produce it and to help to close the development. And and then we did this, and now we have this statue. So yeah. So like what I'm missing is like the inspiration was Blue Whale, the first thought. And then later we consulted it like with online expert Martin Kožíšek. He's from the, I don't know how it's safely on the web, somehow bezpečně na netu. He's one of the best like online experts or experts for online safety in Czech Republic. And so we had like real stories, what was happening, and we also a little moved because Blue Whale is a little old thing. And, you know, the digital world is like evolving pretty fast with all the TikToks, clubhouses, and all this. So we need to like move a little forward for the audience.
So it seems it didn't came up from any personal experience, like from one of you in the team who were making the series.
Not really. It's inspired by real cases.
Yeah.
Which we had like from our police consultants, from Martin, like from people around, but it's not from personal experience, like of one of us, or I don't know. I don't think it is. So
yeah, you already mentioned that you like discuss it and consult it with experts, and those experts are like police experts or criminal experts, or who they are.
It's like the experts. There's we consulted with like police experts, like with police. I don't know in English like all the like special words for the police department, but all this is like all the things, all the like procedures and everything that is there is really real and was consulted like really strictly. Get like feedback for synopsis, for any idea, and then for the whole scripts, how they talk, how they like behave, how they solve it, what can they do, what is important, what the social networks have to do if they are approached by police. Sometimes it takes like 1 day, sometimes it takes like half year or like forever. So it really depends, and it was like super helpful. Like thank all these like amazing people for help.
Yeah, and I think I can say that cyberbullying it's quite like it's happening every day. Maybe did you personally experience some kind of cyberbullying?
Like me personally, I think that I didn't, or I'm not aware of it, or I like closed it somewhere in my head, but I don't think so. I think I experienced bullying, but like the thing is, that's also what the police experts are, that like cyberbullying, it's not like a specific like term for them, it's bullying. It's just like happening in cyberspace, and for them, this is like bullying. And bullying is illegal, so bullying online is illegal. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's just maybe that it's harder to prove it if it's bullying or not, because as we can see in the series, Marty, he just doesn't know that it's not a girl who he thinks he's talking to, and kind of developing some relationship. He just doesn't know who is on the other side, which is I think the hardest part of it also for the police, like to prove that there is someone behind it, because we don't know who is it on the other side.
And even though if you know who it is, it's really hard to prove somehow that it's like cyberbullying. It's like gray area a little.
Yeah, as you say, great era. It's still developing somehow, because this cyberspace is developing like day by day. And let's talk about the actors. How long did it take to you or your colleagues to choose the actor for the main character, for Marty?
So Pavel, the director, he's like really strict with casting, and he likes, or I guess he likes, it seems to be like this really intensive casting. And he have like a great casting director, Gabriela Dorantova, and we really like the process was like really long. We had like big long list of names, and we made like short list, and then we make few huge casting like on camera with callbacks. It was like really lots of people. And from this big casting came this amazing cast, so it was totally worth it. And yeah.
And what was the thing which made Pavel to decide to choose who he chose?
I think it's somehow like the relationship and the chemistry between the characters, and like the thing that you can like believe them. It's like just, you know, good acting and good types of actors, people like they can like really get into the character. But it's like that's like my guessing, my point of view. And like a funny thing is that Jakub Nemčok, the Marty, like the main hero, he's actually 22 or 23 or something like this, but he's playing like the 15-year-old. So
Yeah, and it seemed to me that Marty and his dad, that there were really some similarity, like in their faces, and you know that they were like kind of physically similar. So it was easy to believe that they are son and dad, which it seems like quite important if you are supposed to play a family.
No. That's great to hear. Actually, like that's one of the things that you when you're casting, you're like getting also like the family together, and you're just thinking about it. Like you're somehow trying like to make it believable.
Yeah, and it worked out, I would say. And as we already mentioned, the topic is really specific and really hard. I suppose all the viewers who are watching this question and answers already saw the series, so they know what we are talking about. What was the hardest part to shot, like especially maybe for Jakub Nemčok as Marty?
I would say two scenes. Like the second one, not for Marty, but like the first one, it was also the casting scene, which we actually picked the hardest scene from the series for casting. And it's like, sorry, like spoilers ahead. So it's the scene when he's trying to have sex with Christina, like the intimate scene, because it was like these like such scenes are always like hard to shoot, and it was like a really small room, and you know you have the crew all around, and you need to shoot it, and it's like it's really hard to get into it, and for the actors like to make it as a real emotional scene. So I guess this one was like the hardest for the actors, a lot for Jakub and Sarah. And like production wise, I guess it's always the stunt scenes are always the hardest. So the car crash that you see at the beginning, it's like combining like, you know, real actors, stunts, crashing. I guess it was like half day or one day of shooting, just like this short scene of him be hit by the car.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why, but I thought that maybe the scene where when he's putting the dog into the freezer or things like this will be those you will mention, but in the end probably there were like no real dog put it into the freezer. It wasn't his dog to be put it into the freezer, or the dog was in the freezer for like a few seconds. So
Yeah,
in the movie
like
it
no,
looks like
no,
the
no.
hardest part, but
Yeah, that's right. Like the I think I understand why you picking this scene. It's like a really strong one, and
yeah, it
like
is.
when I saw it like in the first cut, I was like really moved. Even in the script, it's like, you know, you're putting a dog into freezer and letting him die there. So
Yeah.
no animal died during the shoot. So
I'm glad.
don't worry. And actually, like then there are the then cause it's made like this dog scene is like the bullying scene, and then there were more bullying scene, you know, like I don't know, eating some powder, like crushing car windows and stuff and such stuff. And I think Jakub had a lot of fun by doing some of these things, like crushing, not eating the powder, I guess, but crushing the window of the cars and stuff. So
Okay, like that's good to hear that you still had some fun, like through shooting the really hard and strong scenes, as we can see in the series. And some of us already know that you are working on the like second season of this kind of series with the name hashtag Anna is missing. Uh, Am I right that it should be out like in May this year?
no, it will. We had to move it because like all this like situation around like COVID and things, and we want to release it in fall. The
Okay,
first
and
idea was to do it in May, but like we want to release it in fall.
okay, and can you tell us a bit more what it will be about, or it's still a secret?
I guess it's not a secret. I guess the name itself is a spoiler, but it's also inspired by some real cases. It's about like obviously Anna is missing, so she's missing, about kidnapping and child like black market things. Somehow we are working with that, but it's also like you're going back to like digital trace that you're like letting online. Some of the people don't really have no idea what information are online about them. And even like if you have a small child or bigger child and you're putting like his pictures, like so anybody can see it. So it's about like thinking about this. So it's about like disappearing like 12 or 13-year-old girl called Anna. And I
So
think I won't say anymore because
yeah, well, like we have to wait to watch it by ourselves in fall this year. And just a little shortcut back to Marty is that like it was possible to watch it in Czech Republic on MOL TV, which is online TV. Now our audience can watch it as a part of Check That Film. And did you or do you have some other plans with the series, like to show it at schools or connected with some debates for maybe children in like these teenage age or?
yes. I guess there are like two direction of it. One it's like business, and the second one it's like this educative one or educational one. And the series is supported by, like, through producer Martin Kožíšek, is supported by European Union. And the idea, it's like we have a special cut, I guess it's like 2 episodes together, to show at schools, and it's connected like with lecture about cyberspace, how to be safely online, cyberbullying, and so. And I think because the release of Marty is Dead was in late 2019, and early 2020 came COVID. So I guess like there was only one lecture which was like made like till then, and then I was on one lecture where was like Martin and Pavel at festival in Zlín, and we still want to do it, and we also want to do it like with the second season, because it's like really important like to share. And the second thing is like the somehow like business wise thing is that we have a sales agent and international sales agent, and we are like selling the show to other countries, and they really like, there's like lots of like positive responses to it. So
Yeah,
thanks to Annie also. So.
Of course, it's really important topic to talk about. So, thank you that you talked about with me today. I think that I would like to thank you for making the series like this, and we really look forward to watch the second season of it. #Anna is missing, and I would like to also thank to our audience for watching us, and just check other movies and series and documentaries and also shorts we have in the selection of this year's of Check That Film. Thank you, Jakub.
Thank you, and be safe online.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.